Welcome to Stitch and Stuff. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Kim.
And we're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff.
Oh my gourd.
Happy Halloween. Oh my gourd. We're glad you're joining us. If you're new to us, we are a mother and daughter Flosstube combo. And we're on Zoom because we live in Washington State on opposite sides. And we have children that are here wanting to be talked about too. So my daughters also join us. So we're you get a multi-generational experience when you tune in.
Multi-generational and multi-crafty. Ooh,
and multi-crafty. I know. I don't have very much today. And everybody's like antsy because we're going to carve pumpkins before we go trick-or-treating. So the pressure is high on me right now. But I really want to record it.
Well, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that reached out and prayed for and sent happy thoughts for baby Penny last week. If you're new or didn't watch, she had just been diagnosed with COVID when we were filming, right before we filmed last week, and she was pretty sick. But I want to say that she has bounced back really fast. I'm so thankful. Mommy and Daddy have it, but they're actually doing really well. So at first I was really kind of having a little bit of a temper tantrum because we had to cancel all of our Halloween plans with them and baby Junie. And I was like, well, so much for science and so much for the vaccine and blah, blah. I was just really down about it because I remember feeling so happy when we all got vaccinated. And I felt like that was such a turning point for our family that we wouldn't have to worry so much. But I have to say, they would have been a lot sicker if they had not had the vaccine. And I ended up with symptoms and I ended up testing negative both times this week. I just had a regular old virus and I was probably just as sick as they were. I mean, yeah. So anyway, that's hopefully over in another week when Daddy doesn't have to quarantine anymore. Not Junie, but Penny's done on Tuesday. And I saw them yesterday. They were up at a school, just playing on the playground, trying to get out of the house. We've had like 6 days of just sheets of rain. And so yesterday the sun came out and they were like going crazy. So they took her to the park and I went and saw them and they looked really good. So I was really happy because Wednesday, Mommy didn't look good at all. So anyway, we're on the mend. My cold is much better and we're just going to turn our porch light off tonight. I can't handle the door going off. I don't even know if kids are going to trick or treat in our area. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I do have candy. So if we get some little ones early on, I'll probably answer the door, but later on, I think we're just going to turn lights off and sit and watch a movie and just relax. Oh, so last night, there's this, big news story that there was this big geomagnetic solar flare. So because there was that solar flare, there was going to be the northern lights down south. And I've always wanted to see the northern lights and they were going to be supposedly in our horizon. So it got kind of late. Carrie, my husband, was working on my computer, getting things set up. And I thought, oh, it's too late. He's not going to want to go do it. And then all of a sudden he said, okay, let's go. And so we drove out towards Maple Valley, which is a darker, more country area. But it was hard to find a hill where we could look towards the horizon north and not have trees. We have so many big trees. We finally found a couple spots and it was about midnight, which is really unlike your dad. So I mean, he's not a real spur of the moment kind of guy. And when he's ready for bed, he's ready for bed. So we didn't get to see him, but it was kind of a little adventure,
That's fun.
I know, but anyway,
I'd love to see them too.
I would love to have seen them.
Yeah, someday maybe you'll just go on an Alaska cruise or something and go somewhere where you can see them.
Yeah, trying to imagine a world like that.
That'd be fun.
Anyway, so we're going trick-or-treating tonight.
We're going trick-or-treating. We're going to carve pumpkins. We're a little delayed on everything this year. Jesse being in school, I feel like it's just kind of made. We just don't have a day anymore in the week that he has off. His day off used to be on Mondays, and now he goes to Portland for classes on Mondays. So it just kind of squishes our schedule up so that our only day to really get anything done is, that's normal. But we have church and stuff on Sunday, which is harder too. So we got our pumpkins yesterday at the pumpkin patch. Maybe I'll put a picture on the end here because I got some cute pictures. Millie wants to show her pumpkin. Millie picked out a white pumpkin.
Oh, fun.
We're gonna carve very soon. The girls are all dressing up, and we're gonna go trick-or-treating. Just traditional trick-or-treating in this really cute neighborhood in town. So So when you guys come, when the girls come share their crafting stuff, they can tell what they're going to be. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
We do not have a featured friend this week.
So
So
if you don't know about that, we love to have people send us a picture of a work in progress or a finished project. It can be old, it can be new, it can be whatever that you want to share. And we like to share it with everybody so that everybody can see what everybody else is doing, not just us. Because, I mean, we're kind of working on the same stuff all the time.
yeah, we're kind of boring.
Yeah. So anyway.
We know we're boring, so we like to feature other
anyway,
people.
Email is in the description box below. So just shoot us an email with a picture and whatever you want us to say about it. And we love to feature our friends.
Yeah, we'll usually read the email. If there's anything you don't want us to say, just mention it, like don't share this or something. That's fine too. We are very respectful of that. So we would love that. But if we don't, that's okay too. So
And
we
don't have a previous finish,
oh, I have a previous finish.
do you?
Well, I have one of your old, I think it's you. I'm assuming you made this for me.
Yes.
We found this in one of my old books, my Elsie Dinsmore books. Jesse's cleaning off the shelves and this was stuck in one of them and the girls want it. And I said, no, this is my special bookmark from Mimi.
I did make that for you in 1990.
1990. This is
How
20,
old would you have been then?
30. Oh, I was 7, 6, 7 or 8.
You know what? I'm pretty sure I did it and it was in your Easter basket.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. So I was
Yeah.
probably 1st or 2nd grade.
Yeah.
So now I have it. I'll start using it again. Didn't even
Aw,
realize it
that's
was stuck
sweet.
in there. What?
You know, it's funny how all those years ago, you stitch all these things and you just kind of forget about them. I
No.
don't remember half of what I stitched. I go to my mom's house and there's still stuff around. My dad hasn't, obviously taken all that stuff down. And I think, oh, I forgot I stitched that for my mom. And
Cute. Yeah.
yeah, someday I'll have it all back.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Well, I've got Antsy Kids here. You
Yeah,
want to share?
the little antsy pants.
Miss Antsy Pants Millie can go first. She already showed her pumpkin, so you can
Okay.
talk about what you're going to be for Halloween. No. Just share what you've worked on. You have a short video today.
Yeah, because you want to go carve
We'll have
pumpkins.
our festivities.
Except Daddy's taking a nap.
Yeah, but he'll be
so we don't
done
have to
before
wait
we're
for
done.
him.
No, you'll have to wait for me. That's what's going to happen probably. He won't nap that long.
So I'm working on swan princess. by-
Okay, I'm expecting a finish anytime on that. Based on how fast you've been stitching, is it finished?
No, not yet. But look
Oh,
at all that back stitching.
all the flowers are done though now?
Not all of them.
All your flowers are done, but not the
yes,
back stitching.
not all the back
Yeah. Oh, that's so pretty, Millie.
I just realized she's back stitching with 2 threads and it was supposed to be 1 thread, but I didn't even realize, I didn't even look at it that closely.
Yeah.
And so, but it's turning out okay. Heavier outlining, so that's okay. It looks
Yeah,
really. Do you have something
that
else?
might be okay on that darker fabric too.
That's true. It kind of makes them pop.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have
Your
some
leg
hanging.
warmers.
You've been working hard on these so that you can wear them, huh?
Okay. It turns out I was in the middle of a row.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah. You probably did another, I don't know how many rows, but several, huh?
This much more.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, good
Mhm.
job. Those are so pretty. I love that pink color.
No, so cute. I'm kind of wondering if we need to stop and do a few rows of white just to make sure we have enough pink, but I think we would have enough pink to do 2 whole leg warmers still.
I don't know. I'm really bad at
I always
gauging
get
that.
nervous. I know, I'd hate for her to get all that knitting done and then get to the second one and not have enough. And oh yeah, what are you dressing up as?
I'm dressing up as Anna Green.
Ah, okay. Mommy made your costume.
Wait.
No, don't show it. I'm gonna show it as something I've worked on.
Okay, it's one of Mommy's whips.
One of my things. Okay, I guess Lydia's going next.
Come on in.
Hi. Okay,
Okay, I've been
We haven't seen Liddy for a while.
I know.
You saw me last week.
What did you do last week?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Oh, yeah, you were working on Tiny Modernist, right? Your little
Yes.
Tiny Modernist.
Eating honey.
Oh, yeah. But it got taken away because she left it around and I cleaned it up and now she owes me a chore to buy it back.
So I've been knitting instead.
She hasn't been interested in buying it back, so
Okay, so I've knitted about this much.
What happened to your row there?
I accidentally added a stitch or 2.
What are you making? A scarf for some doll or something?
Doll. Yeah. Susie. It's for Susie.
No,
She
Probably for your
said it
American-
was for Susie.
probably for an American Girl doll.
I said that.
Uh-huh.
I nearly thought that.
Oh,
We don't
well,
need
good
to-
job, honey. I'm glad you were
For
working
some
on
doll.
something. It's good for you to work on a little handicraft
Mhm.
every week.
Okay. I'm working.
You can go have a
Lily
rest.
needs to,
Oh yeah, did you want to talk about what you are going to dress up as or no?
Oh,
Diana Berry
Who's Diana Berry?
and friend.
Anne of Green Gables' best friend, her bosom friend, her kindred spirit.
our kindred
Right.
spirit.
Can you finish reading it?
Can I go finish it?
Yeah. Bye.
Is that one you guys have already read out loud?
Yes. I don't know why she's asking if she can go finish it. Maybe because I
Did you
just
figure
called-
out her black hair for tonight?
Yeah, we found a black spray. Just a washout. It's like a hairspray, but it's black.
Oh, good.
So we'll take pictures
So-
and they'll be on the end.
Yeah.
I'm working on tiny honest. What is it called?
A year of animal. It's right here. A
It's a
year
little
of
head-
animal fun and frolics, September.
I'm going to write the date here.
Okay.
That would be cute too.
Date and my name.
Something like that. You're gonna
Uh-huh.
change it and not say September. So show how far you are.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
the
I
big
forgot.
surprise.
Did you start this last week? I feel like you showed it last week.
Been probably 2 weeks. It was probably 2
But
weeks.
she had started it already. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a new start. What are you doing?
Um,
Oh, look at that. Good job.
last week I only had like
A little bit done.
I only had the
Yeah, that little part. Uh-huh. Good
and
job,
then I
Rosie.
had this and this.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna go pretty fast.
Yesterday I woke. I just have a story about Rosie. Oh, do you want to talk about what you're dressing up as?
Yeah. Wait.
Go
what's
ahead.
The story.
No, it's a nice, sweet story.
Oh.
Okay.
So I'm dressing up as Hermione Granger
From what?
from Harry Potter.
From Harry Potter. Yeah,
Okay.
Harry's friend.
Good job. That'll be good. You look like Hermione.
We're gonna take her hair out of her braids and it'll be all frizzy like young Hermione in the first few minutes.
Yes. Oh, that'll be cute.
So yesterday morning, I went down to wake her up to get. Sorry, just it's fine, nothing broke. I went down to wake her up and tell her we're gonna, we need to get up because we're gonna go to the pumpkin patch. So you need to get up and do your chores and get ready. And she's like fast asleep on her side. And I just kind of rubbed her back, and I rubbed her back, and I think that's all I really did for a minute. And then she kind of cracked open her eyes, and she like the biggest smile spread across her face. She goes, I love you. That's a nice way to be treated when you have to wake someone up.
That is, because they don't always like to be woken up, do they?
No, it was so sweet. That's how Rosie wakes up in the morning. Just
No.
beautiful and
Mm-hmm.
see the next day.
Hey, what's the update on your flies?
Oh, they're so bad again. I think it got warm and then it started to get cold. So now they're all coming in again. Like, yeah, it's so bad again.
I'm so sorry.
Me too. It puts me in a really bad mood when I have to cook. I was in
Yeah.
such a bad mood when I was making breakfast because I was making eggs and I had some sausage that I was reheating because we had some leftover and hash browns. And I pulled out the hash browns from the oven, hash brown cakes. And I was like, everybody get to the table now. With flies.
Well, it's still,
Oh. Anyways, so I don't know. I'm like going crazy.
when do you usually get your first really big frost?
November. So I'm hoping that happens soon. We're starting to drop into the freezing zones in the evening, in the nighttime. So hopefully one of these days
Yeah.
soon.
Well, they're not buzzing around your head too much, so that's why I thought. maybe they were
No,
gone.
they're all in the kitchen.
Mhm.
They're like mostly in the kitchen and the bathrooms.
There's no, you know what? Having them in the bathroom is as bad as having them in the kitchen. If I go into a public bathroom and there's a fly, man, it
Right.
makes that experience even worse than it already is.
I know.
Like,
I
Oh
know.
my gosh. And if you sit down, you're like, where'd that fly go?
I know. I know.
Where's
That's
that
what it's like in my
fly?
house right now. It's so bad. It's so bad. I just really feel like, you know, that character in Charlie Brown Pigpen with the flies buzzing. That's how I feel all the time. I turn around and flies go up, and I'm just like, I am not Pigpen, and my house is clean, but I can't do anything about this.
Oh gosh, is there any way you can report them? Can they just do that?
Yeah.
Just have big fields of manure just laying around for months and months and months?
I guess so. It seems kind of like a health hazard, but
Yeah. Ugh.
so if you say a prayer for us, just send up a prayer that the flies will die off soon and stop spawning.
Sarah's living in the plague right
Pounds
now.
of hell. Seriously, so bad.
You guys could have dressed up as flies this year for Halloween.
Fit right into the theme of my year. I'm looking for something I thought I brought over, but I don't see it. So I'll just, well, what have you done this week?
What have I done this week besides cough and hack and blow my nose and take drugs?
Yeah. Between them.
Well, I worked. That was amazing. I didn't have to take any sick time. I did start something new.
What did you start?
I actually started, well, I didn't really start. I started this new. It's the Emily Calls. I wish I had a better picture. It's the salt and pepper stitching, the Thankful that I talked about last couple weeks ago. And when you print off for PDFs, you don't get like a cover page. So I have to just show the pattern. So please don't copy it, people. But it just says Thankful, and it's got some berries and pumpkins and a star. And it's very pretty, muted, fallish colors.
Cute.
There's an orange in there. And I started it last night on some mystery blue. I don't know what fabric this is. And again, it's kind of a janky piece of fabric. But I started the words thank.
Oh,
Oh, I'm going to finish full. So anyway, that is that.
nice.
And I'm substituting out, I think, of fancy floss for the words, but I forget. I think it's mocha.
Uh-huh.
That I just had. She used a different one, but I wasn't going to go buy a different one.
Yeah.
And you could just use a DMC too. But I thought, well, for the words, but I'm not really getting a whole lot of variation from that thread. So it's okay. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I started that because I'm really kind of I got blurry.
Yeah, I didn't really refocus after you showed that. So I was wondering the next time you hold up something, maybe it'll.
There we go.
There we go.
I'm kind of into the whole Thanksgiving thing now. I've got another new start. I haven't started it yet, but I'm going to start it that I found in my haul this week. Couple things for just Thanksgiving and fall. So I did that. And then I worked a little bit on my Pineberry Lane Merry and Bright. It's so little. I'm doing 1/2 on 30. I'm pretty sure this is the 36 count. Yeah.
Uh-oh, you muted.
Sorry, I muted. I don't know how. It's tiny, but I worked on that green garland.
Oh, you got a lot done. Look at all that border you've done.
I know.
You should be proud.
I'm very proud of myself. Candy should be proud of me too. She's always giving me a bad time. So I worked on that because I'm kind of into Christmas stitching. I don't stitch much Christmas, but I'm into it. I also had shown this last week. I had started it. It was Primitive Acorns. Just says November, but I don't know if I'm gonna put the word November on it.
Oh yeah.
But I just worked a little bit on the I don't think I had this done last time. I think I just had the toadstool done.
Oh, that's turning out so cute.
Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. I don't know. So that was Primitive Acorns, in case you're wondering. I worked quite a bit. This is the last thing I really worked on because I had already finished Joyful World last week.
Yeah, that's right.
A week early.
Now you're ready to start November.
I'm working on. I met all but one goal for Magazine Monthly. I never worked on swirling around. I guess I could work on it today and meet the goal.
Yeah.
But this was my focus piece for Kaleidoscope because she's so colorful. By Barbara Anna. And I worked pretty much a lot on her. Just kind of there's a design in her dress that I worked on quite a bit, and then I finished her dress. Take my needle out. Hey, Carrie.
Oh,
I started her tail because her tail comes down around like this, but I did
Uh-huh.
most of this part, and then I filled in all of her dress.
oh, cute.
Isn't
That's
she
really cute.
I don't know. She's
Pretty.
just quirky cute.
She's
So
really
that's
pretty.
Barbara. And that is pretty much, I think, all I worked on. It is. That's all I worked on. I didn't really do any lunchtime stitching this week like I normally do. I think what I did was I went and laid down a couple days and just kind of laid there,
Well, you
took
weren't
a little
feeling
half-hour nap on my lunch break just to,
Yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised that I'm not sicker longer, because
Yeah.
sometimes when I get these colds, man, it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm glad you're not. That's COVID too.
Oh, yeah, that's not COVID, although I was resigned to the fact, and I thought, well, okay, whatever, but it's not. So that makes me think that my vaccine is holding. And I think mommy and daddy got it because they were doing such continuous care for her
Oh,
that they
yeah.
just couldn't fight it off. But
I mean, they were basically 100% exposed all the time.
yeah, totally. Yeah. And it was interesting because mommy started showing signs they took home tests on, I believe, Monday or Tuesday, and they were negative. But there's a lot of talk about those not being very reliable. They just did it just to see.
Because if it was
She started
positive.
showing symptoms on Tuesday. They went and got tested on Thursday, both of them. The results came back Friday, and that's the same day that Austin started showing symptoms. So it was like, he was like way after her,
Mhm.
not way, but a couple days. So yeah, that whole thing is weird.
Yeah.
They were exposed at the same time. So what you been working on? You said not very much this
I
week.
don't have as much.
Well,
But this
you
week,
had Halloween.
yeah, I'll show what I did do instead of cross stitching as much, but I'll show my cross stitching first. So I worked a little bit on my stocking. I'll just show the bottom. I'm just still ticking along on the bottom there.
Somebody on Instagram showed a picture of, I think it might have been a Rosewood Manor, a different pattern, and it has the same pretty little trees on it. I thought, oh, I love those little quirky trees.
I know, it's so pretty. So I just kind of didn't get even very much done on that. I was trying to kind of target the leftover magazine monthly challenge goals. So I worked a little bit on my tunnel of trees. I don't have.
Have you even figured out your November goal? I haven't even figured out.
Do that tonight, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Or tomorrow. We'll see.
I'm not behind.
I got that little girl started. I'm not sure what she's wearing. I can't remember.
The one in the black and white polka dots?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't
Maybe
remember.
she's a cow.
Maybe. Maybe it'll become clearer when I finish stitching it, but
it's so tiny. It's just so tiny.
And I did mostly that. I didn't really get very much more done than that. I think I filled in a color or two, like a few holes up above.
Yeah.
So I still have a little bit more to go on that goal. That's the only one I haven't really met the goal on.
Okay.
I think I just have like another hour, so I can do that tonight maybe. And then I worked on my Biscornu, my Flanders Fields Biscornu. Still trying to get that back done.
For you for plugging along on that. I didn't pick mine up again. I thought about it and then I forgot.
Well, I don't feel like I made a ton of progress. I was so tired by the time I would sit down this week. I just had a really hard time focusing almost. But my needle's poking out funny. There it is.
Oh, well, is that 2 corners done now?
Almost. This little bit I still have a little bit here. I have like this.
It looks pretty close though.
But it's close. Yeah, I would be able to finish it in one evening if I would just focus. Just had a hard time because I have also been Halloween costume making and knitting. Although I have picked up my knitting a little bit more this week because I'm wanting to get her Millie's sweater done. Yeah. But this is the big thing I did. I'm not much of a seamstress, but I do enjoy it to some extent. I would enjoy it more if it was more skillful, but the more I do it, the more I do actually.
That's how I taught myself. I just taught myself.
I know. So
trial and error. I know, honey.
It's just, and I'm not very it's easier for me to do things like costumes because I feel like the stakes are lower if it doesn't turn out really great. Like, okay, well, so this isn't quite finished because I just need to cut so because they wanted to be Anne and Diana, the older two. My friend had these adorable little calico dresses from when her girls were little that she
Oh,
lent
cute.
us.
I wondered where you got those.
Let's grab Liddy's really quick. It's right here. So here's Liddy's for being Diana.
Oh, cute.
Simple little gingham dress, but I wanted them to have little pinafores because if you look at Anne of Green Gables costumes online, they're all dress and pinafore, but I did not have $100 to spend on each costume. So I thought, well, I can spend $15 on each costume and make them all little muslin
Yes.
pinafores, both of them. So this is the back. They're just open. I felt so proud of myself. I found like kind of a historic sewing pattern. Like I didn't even go buy a pattern. I just found something online that I figured out all myself. So
Was it like a free pattern or just a kind of a recipe? Do this, do that.
A recipe. It was a recipe. But I mean, this was not that hard. I knew I could make that work for this.
What's the top like? Just a drawstring?
Well,
How's it gathered?
It's gathered, which was kind of a lot. My threads.
That's a new skill for you.
And I didn't really, like I said, I'm not too focused when I'm doing costumes.
It doesn't matter.
Like I know I should have seamed down so that it
Yeah.
wouldn't fray, but I was like,
Yeah.
well, it's a costume and I'm kind of in a rush to get these done.
Yeah,
But yeah, they just have, I think they're called sack pinafores.
they're cute.
And I can post a link to where I found, I can post a link to what I found.
Yeah,
It has a little pink ribbon on the bottom.
cute.
And then this, I did make this. It is a, can't think of the word.
Elastic?
No, it's a drawstring. I did thread the ribbon through. So it is also, it's gathered, but it's also a drawstring with the ribbon.
Yeah, the drawstring is what gathers it.
Yeah. Well, no, it's actually
Oh.
gathered.
Oh, I see. You gathered it and then,
Stitch it gathered, but I can gather it up a little bit tighter or looser depending
Yeah.
on how we tie the ribbon in the back.
right. And gathering's a different kind of skill. I mean,
Yeah. Once I did Liddy's first and it took me a lot longer.
mhm.
And then I knew when I did Millie's, it would go pretty fast because then I had already figured out how to read the recipe, how to
Yeah.
do the cutting. The cutting is always really hard for me because I'm not very like, I'm
know.
better than I used to be at sort of that visual spatial skill, but I have a really hard time
Yes.
thinking, okay, I need to put it this way so the fabric is here and it doesn't cut in the wrong spot. And the recipe was actually pretty good. Like once I had it and went for it and just trusted, it did work out. But
Yeah.
that was at least 2 nights probably worth of stitching that I would have normally had a little bit more
So
done.
what else? Are they got little straw hats or what are they wearing? Are they
Yeah,
having their hair up?
Millie's wearing this little floppy hat and Liddy wants to carry a little basket. And I have another hat I think that she can wear if she wants it.
Uh-huh.
Liddy's gonna have her hair black and I'll probably curl it and kind of put it in a princess like half updo.
Uh-huh.
Millie's red hair, so we're just gonna put them in 2 braids so she kind of looks like Anne
Yeah.
at first at the very beginning.
Yeah.
The 2 braids down the side and hopefully they're gonna each just wear their little boots. It's supposed to be kind of cool tonight, so I might throw a shawl over them or something. So we don't have to wear a bulky coat. They'll
Yeah.
probably bring their coats too because they might get cold.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I did do a lot of knitting, so I'll show where I'm at with Millie's. What's this sweater called? I can't remember what it's called.
It's called the Annabelle.
The Annabelle sweater, yeah, by Tiki Knits Tiki Knits.
Georgie Hallam.
Yeah. So I'm just really adding length now onto the bodice.
Oh yeah.
That-
Oh, you did your eyelets.
I did the daisy stitch.
I
Yeah.
mean, isn't that fun? I remember thinking at
was
first I was kind
fun.
of scared,
Oh,
and then it got fun and it's so pretty.
it really wasn't hard at all to get that look right. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that little detail is sweet.
just adding length here, maybe it's easier to see in the back.
Yeah, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth
Back
now.
and forth knitting until this is, I think, like 17 inches from here to there. And then I don't know what's next. I don't read ahead a lot on knitting patterns. I kind of, especially if it's a good designer, I kind of just plod along. So that's everything I really did this week on top of how
I did it. I just didn't bring it.
That's all right.
That's the thing I found that Sunday night
Mhm.
after we recorded, I was so tired and I was coming down with that cold, and we were just sitting there on the couch watching TV, and I was trying to knit because I just need something comforting. When I'm sick or super stressed, knitting is what is comforting to me because it's easy.
Yeah.
It's less of a production. So I literally was falling asleep mid-row. Dad's like, just put your head on my shoulder and close your eyes. And so then I did knit a couple of other evenings, a little bit. And that's what I think I did do on my lunch break one day. I think I just knit. So I'm done with my raglan increases on Junie's sweater. And I found out that Penny's parents would love a sweater. So they would love a pullover, kind of longer length to wear with leggings. So I'm going to try to figure out a pattern.
Cute.
Try to get 2 sweaters done by Christmas. You know, hey, that time.
Easy. Oh, easy.
Easy.
What was I going to say? There was something else I was just about to tell you.
Well,
It's gone.
Halloween costumes, man. After all the years that I did it, by the time I was done, my kids are spaced, right? Sarah's almost 40 and baby Sam is 26. So I had a lot of years of costumes.
Yeah.
I was so over it.
I know. And I don't like, if we're going to do it, I want it to be like worthwhile. And I always think of them as adding to our dress up collection. So but I also don't have a lot of money to spend on them. So I almost always end up hand making some major element of it or other. And I was so thankful that we found those dresses though, because I did not want to make dresses and I didn't want to spend a bunch of money. I found a couple $30-something options online that we could have done, but it still feels like so much for
a lot of money for a costume.
For more than one kid in particular. Like,
I wish I could find that. I wish I could find the pictures that we could put on here of when I made you little Ariel, Little Mermaid, and Andrew was Sebastian the Crab. Oh my gosh, you guys, I did go all out. I sewed a lot on those costumes.
A lot.
As they got older, it was more like, let's go to the thrift store and find some things to put together.
And that's kind of what we usually do. It's like a conglomeration of what we can thrift and what I can add to it. Or maybe buy it new if it's something like a sword or something.
But that year I was pretty.
That was a lot. You did a lot. Yeah, if you can find a picture of that, even for
he had like foam, he had like crab hands, and he had.
I know that was an intense costume.
And I didn't ever have any sewing lessons, so I know you can do it. You just have to follow the pattern. It's easier if you actually have a pattern with pieces to cut out.
I'm so intimidated by actual patterns. Like I feel like recipes are a little easier for me to feel like,
and for the things that you've sewn, that probably is okay. But if you wanted to go into something more formally sewn, it actually is nice. They've got all the markings on it for you. I
probably, if I knew how to read a pattern, I would feel like, oh, I know how to do this.
Right. I could show you how to do that. I just can't get on the floor to cut out patterns, and my table was never ever big enough when it. Now, I mean, I think a few years ago, well, more than a few years ago, probably, 10 years ago, I worked at the front desk at my company, and we had to dress up because all the kids would come in. And so I was dressing up as Minnie Mouse, and I had to make myself this full skirt. And I remember being on the floor. I still have this memory. Sam and Austin were still at home. They were like doing homework at the table. It's a Saturday. It was pouring down rain. I had Christmas music on because that's me in October, but just fabric all over the floor. And I'm crawling around trying to cut it. And that's the last thing I think I sewed that was actually a garment. I'm like, done.
I know. Well, and I felt so good after doing this. I thought I should try to make the girls some more like pretty garments that are fun. It is a goal. Like I really do love the idea of making them things.
You could make them some really cute little elastic waist skirts.
I know. I should.
I saw some cute patterns at Hobby Lobby one time that were just
and Hobby Lobby has cute fabrics, and I should
and they were like tiered and kind of ruffled, and that's kind of their style, kind of that bohemian.
Yeah, they are kind of into that.
I mean, that would be one thing to start with that you could do because they love that.
Yeah, and I have done a skirt for a couple of them, and they turned out cute, but it was a long time ago. So, and I'd like to be a little more fancy than just a straight piece of fabric gathered up.
Yeah. Oh no, there's some cute patterns out there that would be not too hard for you.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. I'd be.
And probably if you were going to use an actual pattern, that would be a good place to start because you wouldn't have arms and armholes and necklines and.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You can get a feel for a pattern.
Maybe I should try to do that.
Yeah, there you go. Solved your
Let us know if you know of any specific cute skirt patterns. Point me to sold in the store or whatever.
Yeah. Try simplicity. If you just go to the store to look at the books.
Simplicity. Okay.
There's are simple usually.
Okay. That's good to know. Because I also look at the books and I'm like, well, there's 1,000 things in here.
Flip to the kids section. There's tabs.
I know.
I have faith, honey. You have a master's degree. You can do this.
Sure, I can do this. Do
Just
I
don't
want to though?
Don't take the girls with you to the store.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's because I'm always like with them.
Have time. Don't make it a rush job. Just give yourself time.
Yeah,
And the ladies there are usually helpful. They can help you.
that's true.
Well, unless you're at my bargain basement, Joanne's.
I just realized Millie's pumpkin has like all these like bruised, rotten holes. God. Hope it's not really gross inside. What do you have any haul?
I do have haul.
What's
You inspired me, and I was just kind of in a retail kind of mood after you did your little bead kit. I've never done a Mill Hill bead kit.
Ah,
I bought 2 on Amazon.
ooh, oh, that's pretty.
Can you see that okay?
Is that all
Got
beaded? Is
crystally- Huh?
that all beaded or a lot of? You're muted again. You must have bumped something.
I think I've got a new keyboard and I don't like it. I'm going to go back to my old keyboard. I think I'm hitting the keyboard.
Yeah,
It is all mostly stitched, and then
a few beads added.
the snowflakes are beads, and then there's crystally beads marked, I think, mixed in, but I'm sorry, you can't see that very well, but it's got the red cardinal. Anyway, love it. Oh, so I also bought a second one, and this one has like 2 bags of beads.
Ooh, oh,
You know what? I can't, it's sealed, but it's fall leaves. They got the bird, and it's all birch
oh, I
trees.
see. Birch leaves with the yellow behind.
Yeah, the yellow is the background. It's actually not really yellow, but it's kind of a beigey color. But all those leaves are beads.
Oh, pretty.
There we go. Now you can see it better.
That's really pretty.
Isn't that pretty? Let's see if I can get a better view if I turn this
Is
one.
it perforated paper or fabric? It's fabric.
These are paper.
Oh, that was new
Yeah.
for me to work on too.
Huh?
That was new for me to work on too.
Yeah, I've done something like it a really long time ago, but I don't remember what it was, but I remember being on this paper. So anyway, I got those. And then when I had to get some threads because of one of my plans for this week. I needed some threads for it. I bought this because I told you I was into my fall kind of Thanksgiving, thankful kind of mood. I'm trying to be thankful. I bought another Pine Berry Lane. This is like another one of my favorites.
That's cute.
She's got a little blue dress on, and
Oh,
it says gather. She doesn't look too hard to do.
that's cute. Pretty
There we go.
simple.
I turn it. Yeah, so I love their patterns. They're just sweet.
Yeah.
So I do want to start that. But then my magazine came from Sarah.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that pretty? And I haven't even really looked that closely through it. There was a couple of things that there's a couple of really big things in here that I probably would never do because they're just so big. But I did think this Autumn Cottage was pretty.
That is pretty.
Isn't that pretty? So that came, I got to look through that briefly because then I got sidetracked. But then yesterday when I actually went to a store, I hadn't been out of the house really all week. I picked up the just cross stitch, which, you know, this magazine is so hit and miss for me.
Yeah.
And there are 2 things in here that I absolutely adore.
Oh,
I was like, what the heck? I'm stitching that. This reminds me of your trees.
oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous?
That's really cute.
And
Yeah.
I think
that's similar.
it's DMC's
Hmm.
Thankful Heart, and it is by Twisted Willow Designs, Barbara Lau, L-A-U-X, but I just thought that was gorgeous.
That is pretty.
It just spoke to me. And then what was the other thing in here? There was one other thing. Well, this was kind of quirky, but I think I will do it eventually. Maybe not this year, but to go with my pillows, my turkey pillows.
That's cute.
I thought that was cute. And that's by Kate Spiridonova.
Huh.
And it does call for general arts or DMCs. I would just probably do DMCs.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a few other things in here that are cute, but those two really, there's a nutcracker ornament in here, nutcracker dancers. That's really cute.
Oh,
Anyway, I picked that up. So if you're always on the fence, this is kind of cute too.
that is cute. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and that's by Natalia Luniva.
Hmm.
So again, just kind of a hit and miss magazine, because I don't think there was anything last month, and I don't know about the month before. So those are my hauls, other than some threads to go for my flea market SAL that I'm starting with candy on Monday
Oh, fun.
on my black fabric.
Yay.
Oh, yay. Kind of rethinking that.
So I have just a tiny bit of haul that I can think of.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so one of the things that I have haul on that I'm not really going to show because I don't really have any stitching actually done on it, but or like anything to show, but someone once, and I cannot, it's slipping my mind who sent us some, they're like wooden frames with fabric stretched over them, 8 o'clock stretched over them. And I'm participating in this art exchange, we'll just call it an exchange, that's related to the, well, this conference that we were part of a few weeks ago. And basically 2 people, you sign up and you create some piece of art. It can be any medium. It can be writing. It can be visual art. It can be painting. It can be apparently stitching and embroidery. So and then you do it, something, and send it on to someone and they add to it with their medium. So for example, if you are a writer and you write a poem and you happen to be paired, so it was done like through Elfster, so you are paired with people. You happen to get randomly paired with like a painter, then they might take your poem. They can either do something visually on top of your poem, like paint over it, or they could just paint a picture that is kind of inspired by it's open, it's like whatever. So I am doing a couple of things. I have to create something. So I'm taking these 3 wooden frames with Ada that's stretched over them. It's kind of like a oatmeal natural color. And I've written a poem and I'm going to backstitch it onto this. And I'm going to embroider a bear tree because it goes with the theme of my poem. I'm using imagery from Psalm 1, if you're familiar with the Psalms at all in the Bible. So I've written a poem and the imagery is from Psalm 1. I'm going to put a bear tree in there and send it on to the person I'm partnered with, and they're going to add to it. So I got some things at Hobby Lobby for that. I got some hinges so I can hinge these 3 pieces of things together. And the other things I was doing instead of stitching was working on charting that poem. I'm just using like crossstitch.com generator for a font and a design. So but now I think I'm kind of going to edit my poem and redo it a little bit, but now I know what I'm doing. So that's
does the poem spread across all 3 hoops? Yeah,
I'm going to put a piece of it in each. They're square frame. So yeah, I'm going to put a piece of it in each one. And somehow I haven't quite finished the design. I kind of want the tree to go up in the middle and be spreading out across the other 2, so that when you look,
they're not round hoops, they're square.
They're wooden square frames.
Oh,
I don't think I have them right here.
That's okay. I get it now. I just was trying to figure out how.
Picture like a square wooden frame and over which is mounted.
Okay.
I don't have anything like it, but I'll show it next time because I should have it finished and hopefully sent out by next week.
You know what your partner's medium is?
She does several things. She paints, but she also does wire and bead work and other things. So that's one of the things I've been doing. The other thing I've been thinking about.
Wait. Who gets to keep it?
She'll get to keep it, but my partner is sending me. So then I have somebody who's sending me something and I add to it.
We have 2 partners.
I have 2 partners. I send to one and they finish it, and somebody else sends me something and I'll finish it. So I have a partner who's a potter, and she's potted these gorgeous 6-inch like vases, white with a crackle glazed finish around the edge. And she's made holes in the top. So I'm going to take a really narrow piece of fabric, and I haven't decided yet. I've been kind of trying to think about what I want to stitch that I will then sew on to the top of this vase. So it's a combination of this embroidery, cross stitch.
She already sent them to you?
No, they should come sometime this week or next.
But she sent you a picture
of them. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
And she asked if she could send me 2, if I would do 2 and send 1 back to her. And I said, yes, I would be happy to do that. So I'll be doing 2 copies of whatever it is I decide
Oh,
to
you're
do.
going to cross stitch something and then somehow attach it to the ribbon that's going around it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I might loop a ribbon and then sew it onto the ribbon that weaves in and out of these holes. Or I may just do simple like knots through the holes around the lip of the vase. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to attach whatever it is I do yet, but
Okay.
so that's also been kind of going on. That's been like, my brain has been on that because it's due pretty soon. And I have a friend who just had a baby. I went to her baby shower a few weeks ago and I had her pick out a pattern that I could knit for the baby. It's a baby boy. And she chose, I kind of gave her some options and she chose this. So I'm going to knit this for her little baby boy who she actually just had, I think a few weeks early. So this is technically haul because I bought this pattern. It's called Saperli-Popette. Saperli-Popette.
Are you going to stripe it?
I am going to stripe it. It's by Nadia Cretin-Leshen. That's her name, if you can see it right there.
Oh yeah, I've knit some shawls by her.
Yeah, she has some beautiful designs. So I'm going to do this. I bought this at Hobby Lobby for super.
Oh yeah.
I think each skein is about 100 yards. So I think I might actually go back and get a second one. This is more gray. It's kind of looking purpley, but it's not really that purpley. I'm going to do this and this and this, the cream and the gray and the green together and stripe it. I might do 2 main colors and then add a third, like a gray or a green stripe now. And then. I'm going to do that. So that's all.
I would get 2 to be on the safe side.
Yeah, I should have thought, oh, I'll just pick up. I should have bought 2 when I was there. I don't know why I didn't think about it. Well, I wasn't sure which colors I was going to use from it or if I was going to do 4 stripes, but I really only want to do 3.
I've never knit anything that shape. Do you knit that like flat and then seam it?
I
printed
out the pattern, but it looked like you start on the legs
and
then knit up. So I don't know if you seam it. I haven't looked that closely at the pattern yet to see if it's knit flat or if it looks like it's knit in the round. So I'm imagining you do a leg and then you join them together and knit around all the way up.
Probably, yeah. Well, that'll be fun to see you do that.
I know. So that's coming up. Here's some other cute versions of it without stripes though.
So cute.
Not cute. That'd be cute. I'm gonna
do something like that for baby
little girls. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anyway, so that's just my haul, but also sort of my plans because I have to finish out some of those.
Yeah. My plans are to start Joyful World November.
Yeah.
And Flea Market SAL, in case anybody wants to join us. Candy from the 614 Stitcher and I are starting this tomorrow, but mine's going to be drastically different. Going to be on that. And I have some fancy flosses that I'm trying to figure out how to substitute in. I don't know. We'll see. So that's starting, and then I'm going to work on, maybe I'll try to do sporting around today, and then I'll meet all my magazine monthly goals. Which would be nice. I don't know. I'm going to keep working on those Thanksgiving pieces. I think I'm going to try to start that one with the in the magazine. I think I have to go I want to do it. I don't know if I need the fancy flosses or not. Oh no, it doesn't call for them. This is the one that calls for DMC, so I could easily do this one. That one.
The trees.
Yeah, I don't know. It just really grabbed me. I just love the trees. I love trees. Ask your dad.
I like trees too.
So I don't have any, and I'm still working on my long range goals for next year. I didn't really touch that much this week because it just didn't feel very good, but I put away, like I didn't do my other Halloween pieces that I wanted to do. And I'm just going to put them on my list for next year so I don't forget I've got them because they're kitted up.
Right.
Like the little pumpkin head girl. And I want to do that Cats and Jacks that we gave away. So those might be my Halloween focuses for next year. Then I'll have more little pillows for my double.
Be fun.
Yeah.
I need to make my magazine monthly challenge. And Heather Miller was so sweet this week. We met one morning before I started doing school with the girls, and she kind of coached me through some things about starting a HAID. Like, for example, this is not something, I haven't really had time to watch any videos that people have done about HAIDs other than just when it comes up on Flosstube. but she had done quite a bit of like watching and researching before starting hers. And she pointed out that a lot of people start on the bottom because then the weight of the stitching as you go, the fabric gets heavier and it's down in your lap or down, on the bottom of the frame rather than pulling over the top of the frame. And she also walked me through how to do the continental tent stitch, depending on whether I'm going to stitch it in a frame or hoop or whether I'm going to stitch it in hand. It was so nice of her to do that. It helped me a lot. So I'm able to kind of make a few more decisions. But when I went to think, okay, I think I'm ready to start it, but then I wasn't sure which page to start on. If I'm like, if you start at the beginning of page 1 through whatever 70 or whatever page is the top left. So I have to figure out how to find the bottom. I think I'm going to start on the bottom left and stitch it in a hoop, because eventually I want to put it on a frame. So I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to do half cross, the continental tent stitch, which I think I'll like more than doing each individual X each.
I don't know what that is. Tent stitch.
It's a half stitch, but the way you carry your thread on the back is sort of specific. So you don't end up with the vertical, normally when you would do a half stitch, you would go from the bottom left to the top right. You'd basically just be stitching your bottom leg. And so your back looks vertical. But if you do the continental tent stitch, you always go up into a different hole so that the fabric carries diagonally across, or the thread carries diagonally across the back. I'm not sure the benefit of that. I should probably do a little research. But I think it might, I can think of a few reasons why it would be.
Do you have the paper pattern?
I have not printed it out, but I think I'll print out.
How many pages is it?
Like 78 or something like that. It's huge. Yeah.
So
48. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember. Here,
I might put that on a thumb drive and go take it to Staples and have them print it out.
I know.
Well, because I say if you laid your pattern pages out,
I'll tell you
that would be a lot.
It is
to the bottom.
85 pages.
What?
Yeah. And
What?
It starts on page 9. The actual pattern is 9 to 85.
Oh, that's so much better.
So I think I just have to figure out. Yeah, I need to look at I just need to look at it. And I did not have the brain space after figuring out those pinafores to actually sit down and do it. But I do feel more like, okay, I know what I want to do now. And this is what I just got to do it.
It's like that kit that I bought, that Lenarte, was it the Lenarte kit? That floral seasonal piece. I need to have somebody help me lay that out because there's pattern on both sides of the pages, but they're like, I don't know. I can't understand what I'm supposed to do with it. And I'm afraid to take it out of the box and get them messed up. Until I'm really ready to, I don't know. It was confusing to me.
We should look at it together next time I come over.
Yeah, somebody told me, oh, their kits are so easy to use. And I'm like, I don't even know how to open this thing up and I want to do it. It's so gorgeous.
It is so pretty. I love that piece.
Yeah, I haven't put that on my long range plans though. I think that might be in 2 years. This next year is going to be the Barbara Anna Four Seasons Girls.
Right.
For my bigger, project.
Okay. So anyway. Giveaways, we've got, last week we were giving away Creeping It Round.
Oh yeah, you did it.
From Heart and Hand. And the winner of this is Sheila Ueoka. I think I'm saying it right now, but please correct me again if I'm wrong. So Sheila, congratulations. You're the winner of Creeping It Round. And I love this piece. I hope you also enjoy it. Happy Halloween. I will be sending that out to you. I'm pretty sure I have your address, but if it's changed, please let me know because I don't want to send it to the wrong place. And then this week you have.
Wait. Kay, if you're still waiting, I have not mailed this. And Sharon, I haven't mailed this. I did not go out to the post office this week.
And
so I'm probably going to wait. We have another one, don't we?
We should have the one that we use the word doodles.
Did I already mail out the Christmas ornament one? I must have. Okay.
That was to Deborah Johnson. Was that the Homespun Elegance one?
Yeah, I think I must have sent that out because I don't have it in my book anymore.
Okay.
Oh, look. Just
so you're pretty much caught up, and I'll have Creeping It Round, and I know I have Things of Autumn that I need to send out to Sharon.
Focus.
And Things of Winter to Teresa. So sorry, I'm a little behind.
I'm blurry again. Stupid camera. There we go. I'm back. Okay. If you're still waiting for the ornament piece to Homespun Elegance, let us know, because I'm pretty sure I mailed it, but if I didn't, it's somewhere in this stack. If we don't hear from you, I'll assume you got it.
Okay.
But this week, oh my gosh, I love that guy. I need to do this one. We may or may not have already given this away, but we're giving it away again. It's the
remember
Tiny
giving
Mini
this
Santa
one.
from Heart and Hand.
I don't think we have. I think this is a new one.
Yeah,
Really?
there you go. It's got the word peace on it. It has gold, little tiny little seed beads. I'm not sure. I think they go in his. I think they go
Does
along
it
in
come with
here.
the beads or are they?
Yes, comes with everything. Well, just beads.
Just not the fabric and the thread.
Just no, you just
Comes
get
with the beads.
Get the beads in the pattern, but he is cute. But I was on the back of it, you can't really see it, but it's 2021. I love him.
He's cute. He's chunky.
He looks like he belongs in 2020. I have one that I have to finish. I finished it last year and we gave it away,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't done the pillow for it. So I pulled it out the other day.
Your quirky little colorful guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you stitching that one.
Yeah. These are actually really cute. I should try to collect some of these because I do like them.
The word we're going to use for that one in the comments, you leave the word peace if you're interested in the Santa that has the word peace on it.
As in peace on earth, not I need a piece of pie.
I need one of those too. Santa had a few too many pieces of pie. Peace on earth.
Because now I don't stitch Christmas, but I'm in the Christmas mood.
I told Millie, I looked at her today and I said, guess what tomorrow is? She goes, what? I said, it's November 1st tomorrow. Guess what we get to do? She like got really excited. Because we don't listen to Christmas music until November 1st here, and then we listen to it only until, I don't know, January 3rd or something.
I've been listening to it and Dad's been putting up with it, right? And today he was trying to do something, I don't know, something wasn't working out. I think we were dealing with the speakers on because he bought me new speakers, and he was also dealing with a chat person on T-Mobile's website because he's having a problem with them because they got rid of our discount that we used to get. And they want him to send them an email from his work email. Well, mailmen don't have work emails. So this has been going on for like 3 months, and he drops it and then he tries to go back. I said, why are you bothering with this person on a chat? She's got no power. She's just a person that's probably just, making a few extra bucks on a Sunday trying to appease people. So anyway, he was getting irritated, and then something happened, and I had the echo on back there on Christmas week. All of a sudden he goes, Echo, stop. I think the music was just
can't handle it anymore. No Jingle Bell Rock.
I'm not doing quite that kind of Christmas music yet. I'm doing more instrumental and a little bit of Nat King Cole, a little bit of Andy Williams, but yeah, anyway, I think that was like, he's like, can't handle this music anymore.
Oh man.
So
yeah,
anyway.
I don't even ask. I mean, I don't really like to listen to it too early, or else I burn out on it a little bit fast, but
I just don't. But I will tell you, the week after Christmas,
it's done.
By New Year's, I'm done. I don't miss it. And I think that's part of what I used to hate, is that I would wait and not listen to it until closer to Christmas. And then it was like Christmas was over and it didn't feel, I missed listening to it, but it didn't feel right listening to it after Christmas. So I'd rather listen to it before. We've already started Christmas shopping, so I figure it's justified.
I know, you guys are so good. We don't have money to do Christmas shopping. I'm like so jealous. Everybody keeps texting me like, we're doing all of our Christmas shopping. And I'm like, I wish I made a little bit more money because I would love to do my Christmas shopping right now.
Well, I think part of it is a lot of our kids are asking for things that are not necessarily Amazon. So I'm worried about shipping.
I would love to be shopping right now.
Mm-hmm. The shipping is what's got me bothered. So
I know.
We shop for so many people. So
I know.
For all of you.
Yeah.
But just a little bit here and there. I mean, it's not like we're doing a crazy amount, but it's ramping up a little bit now.
I kind of just have a really hard time even focusing on it until we get paid for November and Liddy's birthday is over. And then I like go full bore. But And we always are fine. We always end up.
You probably need to have like a little Christmas fund where you just put money aside every month.
How nice and organized would that be? Until
I always thought it was
heater doesn't work anymore, and now we can't
What
get
doesn't work?
the heater in our car.
Your new car?
The back doesn't, the heater doesn't work anymore suddenly. So we have to deal with that, life.
I know.
Life.
Well, then you need a car fund, and then you need your Christmas fund, and then you need your.
Then I just need to be working so we can actually have enough money to put in those funds on top of buying groceries.
It kind of comes down to that. Somebody the other day asked me, why are you so dying to get out of Washington? I said, because I can't afford to live here. I told somebody the other day that the average cost of a condo in downtown, somebody told me that their child is looking at a condo in Texas, in Houston, for like $69,000. We can barely find a piece of land in another state for that amount of money without a house on it. I said, a condo in Seattle is going for at least $500,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And that doesn't include parking. That's just in downtown. You have to get a parking permit, and you can park 5 blocks away if you're lucky. I mean, there's no parking. That's why I have to get out of here. Can't afford it. Can't afford it. It's sad. It really is sad. This is a beautiful state. And if you're making a lot of money, it's great. But if you're not making a lot of money, you're sorry out of luck. Your excitement is going out for a drive at midnight looking for
the Northern Lights.
Because that's free.
Most exciting thing we did all week.
But I do know that I do think you're at a stage in your life where the girls are getting older. Things are more expensive. They are involved in more things. I mean, I have to say, I stayed home as long as I could without working. And I had to go back to work, when Sam was like 4th grade. We had to do it. And part of it was, you were getting married, and I don't know, there was just a lot of things coming up, and that was the hard reality. It was not really and my husband worked 2 jobs for a lot of years so I could stay home. And that was just not becoming, he missed out on a lot and works a lot of overtime. So going back to work was the right thing, but it was a hard thing to do in the beginning. But
and I'm like excited, like I have something I'm excited to go do, whereas you were kind of sort of stuck just taking a job, which was a good job, and there was lots of things about it.
The beginning part of my
I feel like I have more choice about it, I think, at the moment. Like I get to be my boss. I get to.
Right. When I was just doing minimum wage, working in the classroom, that was not that exciting. But then as I got kind of recognized and moved up, and I complained about having to work because I just tired of working. But I have to say, I work for a great company. I really do. And the problems that I have at work are not in my company. It's dealing with insurance companies outside of us and dealing with doctors' offices that are not organized. So for the most part, I'm very blessed. I am very blessed, and I don't have to go back to work either. That I can stay here and work from home. And that is a huge, huge plus for me. That changed a lot of my attitude about having to go to work. But actually, because I haven't been in the office and when I've gone to doctor appointments, I just make up my time later at home. I don't have to go into an office to do it. They capped our PTO because people weren't taking vacations last year, and they weren't getting sick and taking sick leave. So it looks bad on the books when everybody's got these huge PTO pots. So they are capping us at 100. At my level of pay and my years of service, I can carry over 184 hours into next year. I right now have 209 hours, and there's 5 more pay periods. And even with taking time off at Christmas and Thanksgiving,
you still have.
My payroll gal said to me, Kim, you're still going to have 40 hours you're going to lose. So I need to sit down and look at the calendar and pick some Mondays.
Kind of nice, because then you'll have a little more holiday prep time.
Right. Give myself strategic time off, and maybe a Wednesday off once in a while in the middle of the week. I've got about 5 days to do that with. So anyway, I think not being in the office, I haven't gotten sick. This cold is the first thing I've had since 2019, and I wouldn't have gone into the office and worked. But I could sit here in my pajamas and do what I do. I'm not on meetings. So anyway, it's a different world, but I do think that you going back to work is a strategic time.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
it's a good time. I'm ready.
Mhm.
Waiting for clients to knock on my door. Pretty
Knock,
much.
knock. If you know
So-
anybody in Yakima that needs speech therapy, give Sarah a call.
Yeah, got a website.
Mhm.
I got a website and it's up now.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
SarahDempsonSLP.com. So you can go see me too. And if you have any great tech skills and want to make it better, let me know.
you gonna do telehealth?
I'm not planning on it at the moment.
No. Okay, well, you better go.
I better go.
Yeah, you gotta
I
get
better go
pumpkins.
see if I can find our carving tools so we can
Yeah.
get these pumpkins carved and costumes on and candy gotten. And
Yeah.
we're
Throw it
gonna
in,
watch
babe.
a scary movie tonight. We invited a friend over after we trick or treat to watch a movie. So
I think we're gonna watch one that Austin and or Cassidy and Andrew told us about. It's got is it Bill Murray? It's a zombie movie, but it's a funny zombie movie. I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, I think we're just gonna do that.
Asking, is he sleeping still? Oh, I better go.
But it's too
Oh.
I know. I guess we better go.
Okay.
Love you.
Have a wonderful week. Bye
Happy
bye.
sleeping.
Happy